So let's start the session. And in the last class, we are discussing about the conditional statements, that is if and else, right? So first we are having with respect to the first one called as if. If means it is going to check whether this if condition is satisfying or not. So just we have to write the, after if we have to write the condition. And if this condition is true, the output of this one is true, then the meaning is if a condition is true, then execute the if block. Whatever the if block is there, execute the if block. If condition is false, if the given condition is false, then just ignore the if block. Ignore the if block only, not the entire program, only the if block. Only that block you have to ignore, and you have to continue with the remaining lines of code. Only that particular block only you have to ignore, right? Now, this is the meaning of if. So first we are having with respect to if 1 is greater less than 2. Okay, I have written some conditions you can write as per your choices, not with respect to less than or greater than anything, but the output of this one is should be there. For example, in this class, okay, let us ask like this, the students with respect to students not paid the fees, with respect to not paid fees, your complete fees. Okay, student fees is equal to not complete fees, or with respect to if the student fees, whatever the paid fees is there, if the paid fees is less than the complete fees, send the student outside. Miss here nothing but remove the student from the list. That is the mean, right? So here just it is going to check the condition. If the condition was satisfied by the student, means then why we are going to do, why we are going to remove. And that too, this if condition, whatever the if condition you are going to do, the if will work only for one time, not for multiple times. Only one time. It is going to execute only for one time. First time it will check, sir, for students are there. So in the class, not one student, right? Multiple students will be there. So multiple students, you have to do the same thing. Miss, we can't do the repetition. For repetition, we are having the concept called as loop. Loop is nothing but doing the repetition. The meaning of loop itself called as repeat. Repeating the same thing. Repetition. Repeating the same is called as loop. Doing the same work multiple times. Okay, it is called as loop. For example, yesterday you have written the notes for if condition. Again, today also you are writing the notes for if condition, miss, then it is called as loop. If you're not writing, miss, nothing. So whoever the students has written the notes yesterday, and today also if they are writing the same notes, yesterday already we have completed the if, you have written the notes. Now today I'm explaining a different example. If I explain tomorrow different example, miss, again you'll write a day after tomorrow if I explain again you'll write a. So first time you're listening the concepts, you are understanding. This is my repetition. Just I'm recapping whatever we have completed in the last class. So if you are taking some condition, if this is true, miss, you are executing the if block. If this is failed, the condition failed, miss, ignore the if block. Just ignore the if block. Whatever is there in the next one, forget about that one. Ignore that one. First ignore that one. Now come to the next line. In the next line, if there is a normal thing is there, normal lines are there, miss, execute the normal lines. If, for example, else is the word is written, else word is written, miss, the meaning of else is automatically if all the if conditions fails, you have to execute the else part. Here the if condition, you are having only one if condition is there. Is this if condition is failed? What is the word of meaning of else, miss? If condition failed. If condition failed, then you have to execute the else automatically. That is the meaning of else. So whenever you are going to use if, immediately you have to use with respect to the else. If you want to use the else, miss, after the if you have to use. No, sir, in between, for example, I will write a normal line, sir. My choice of normal lines, something normal lines. And I will write down else. Python will not understand this else is related to this if part. It will throw an error. So in between, if you want to write else, means compulsory you have to use the if. Sir, without if, can I use only else? No if. I don't want to write the if. I will not write the code of if. I will write only the else. No, because if is else part is working based on the if only. If condition failed, only else will work. If is not there, where it will check the condition, how it will fail, and if it is not failed, then how it will execute. Right? So else part is failure of the if condition. Right? So now here, whatever the if and else is there, first we have to write the if, and later we have to write the else. If you want to write the else, miss, right? That is the if and else. Now we are having one more concept called as if, elif. What is meant by elif? If means first L means if condition fail. If condition fail. If condition fail, check with this condition. Again, what is if? Check condition. If condition failed means, if the if condition failed, check this condition, this new condition. For this, again, you are going to write a new condition, condition number, different condition. If this condition was failed, means ignore this if block. Okay, block is ignored. Now check one more condition. You are writing one more condition. Whenever the word of if is there, you have to write the condition. Without the condition, you can't use the word of if. Right? One more condition you have to write. If this is also failed, now one more elif is there. Check one more condition. Like this, how many elifs you can write? Infinite. Infinite elifs you can write. Sir, if how many ifs I can write? Only one. One and only one. How many else you can write? Only one. Okay. So this is only with one. This is only with one. Whereas elifs you can use infinite as per your choice. From 0 to infinity. Starting from 0 to infinity. Okay. So if you don't want with respect to elif also, don't need to write. So for example, I'm having like this. Let us take a condition like this. If elif, elif, elif. Like this one I'm having. For example, first it will check the condition. If this condition is satisfied here only, then remaining part will be ignored. That is the reason it is called as conditional statements. Conditional statements means which condition satisfies, it will execute those statements only. Which are the conditions satisfied, those statements only will be executed. Others will be ignored. Remaining all of them will be ignored. Only those. For example, this if is condition is satisfied. Now let us assume this is not satisfied. Next it will check this one. Condition number this one for elif condition. If this is satisfied, remaining part will be ignored. If this is also not satisfied, now it will come in the this one. Now again, if this is satisfied, this will ignore the down part. Anyways, upper part already I ignored. Down part will be ignored. Right? If this is also not satisfied, next it will come to the this one. It will check this one. If this is satisfied, it will execute. If this is also not satisfied, this will also ignore. And everything are ignored. Everything are ignored. Else is not there. Now what is the output of this one? Means nothing is the output. Everyone are ignored. Everything is ignored. Here else is not compulsory. Else what is not compulsory. Else is of your choice. Okay. Let us take an example. First, I'm going to check for the train tickets reservation. Train AC ticket. First I will try with this. If it is not available, reservation is not available, I will try with the bus AC ticket. Okay. This is also not available. I will try with the bus sleeper ticket. I will try to book this one. This is also filled. This is also not available. Just next, I will try with respect to any cabs or anything separately apart from the train and bus or something like airways. Okay, that is with respect to flight. I will try with the flight. If the flight is also not available or it is very high. Okay, based on my condition, I will write the condition. So for example, I am writing here the condition for the flight is the price should be less than this much of amount. Some amount I'm going to write, and also it should be available. Availability. Both should be there. If one condition failed also, for example, price is high also, I will not book the ticket. Conditions. Yeah, I'm writing higher end, right? Logical end. Logical end means both the conditions true only, the output is true. When the overall true is only, then only it will execute. If one of the condition is true and one of the, for example, the price is very high, available, flight tickets are available, but price is very high, which I can't afford. Now what happens automatically? False and end. Output is false. False means this elif will be failed. It will be ignored. So it is going to be ignored. Now here in this case, all the tickets, none of them, for example, first train ticket is not available. A bus AC ticket is not available. Bus sleeper ticket also not available. And with respect to flight tickets are also not available. None of them are available. Nothing I'm going to book. In this example, else train second class ticket. Else means obviously, if all of them are failed means that if you are fixed to go to hometown, fixed, but none of them is available, go with the second class ticket, general ticket. Okay, sir. Which is train general ticket. You have to select the general. Means for this it will not check no condition. For else there will be no condition. Automatically, if everything is failed means this one only fixed. Okay. No, sir. If reservation only is there, otherwise if there is no reservation, I can't travel in the general class, sir. Then don't write the else part. It is not compulsory to go for hometown means don't write the else part. This is one example. That is one example. Different examples. Both are not same. Again, how we are going to decide, that is based upon the requirement. In my case, for example, I don't want to go to my hometown. If none of them is not available, I don't want to go to hometown means first I will check all of them. If everything is filled means okay, this Pongal everything was filled and I can't go to my hometown and I will drop myself. That is, I will do like this. Whereas others, they want to go 100%, they have to go. Okay, it is mandatory, they have to go. Then they'll go with whatever the other option is available. They will try all the options. If none of them is available, they will go with respect to train ticket with general, or we are having that buses with without reservation. The buses also available, right? They'll travel in that. Wherever the reservation is not there, they will travel in that, right? So this is purely based on the conditions. So here, see, the condition of if is satisfying, just you have to execute the body of if and you have to come down. Means remaining bodies you have to ignore. The body of ellipse you have to ignore. For example, you are having like this elif. You are going to check if this condition failed only. You are going to check elif. Elif means else. Else means if condition failed only. You have to come into that line if first one is failed only. So here, if you see this one in this example, I'm having with if 2 is equal to 2. A is equal to int of input of enter the number, print A. Elif 3 is not equal to 3, print middle, else print last. Now I'm going to execute the code. When I execute the code, first it will come to the first line. First it will check this one. This condition is true. When the condition is true, these two will be ignored first. First Python will do that one. Okay. And after that, now once this condition is true, now it will come to the inner block of the if block. So if block will be executed. Now inside the if block, whatever the lines are there, it will execute. Whether the input is there means input, whether print is there means print, whether whatever it is there. Inside the if block, whatever it is there, as per the syntax, if it is there means it will execute. If it is not as per the syntax means it will throw an error. Right? Now here I'm having with A is equal to int of input the enter the number. Now here, since the condition is true, it is asking this one, enter the number. And I'm going to enter the number as 25 and print A. Print A means it is going to print whatever the value of A is there, that is 25 is getting printed. This line is input line. This line is output line. Is it clear? Now, for example, in this same example, this is not equal to. Let us keep in terms of not equal to. Okay. Now this condition is failed. Now 3 is not equal to 3. This is also failed. Automatically else. For else, no need of condition. Directly, automatically last will be executed and it is going to print the last. For this else part, it is not going to check the conditions. Directly it will print. Right? Next, here if you are going with respect to this example, 1 is not equal to 1. Failed. Elif, 1 is equal to 2. Failed. Else, in the else, what is there? It is going to print. Inside the else, you can write whatever the code you want. It is not compulsory to write one line of code inside that. You can write 500 lines of code also. Just it is going to check the condition. If the condition is true means it will execute the block. If the condition failed means it will not execute the block. It will ignore the block. Right? So here it is with respect to else, print all is well with the world, print DS. It is going to print the DS. Now A is equal to int of input of. So first if I execute this one, once I execute this particular cell, first this will be ignored. Next this will be ignored. Now it will come to here. Here first print is there. So print as this will be printed. All is well with the world. It will print like this. Next it will come to the next line. Again print is there. Print DS. Next it will come to this line. Now input of. Now input of means it is going to ask the user to enter the value. I'm going to enter the value as 25. Now this 25 will be string by default. It will be converted to int. That is A is equal to 25. Now B is equal to 25 plus 20, which is nothing but 45. So B is equal to 45. Print B, that is 45. So what it is going to print? This one will be printed, this one will be printed, and this one will be printed. These three will be printed. But in between, I'm going to get a rectangular box also. Right? So first line by line. First it is going to print all is the well and DS, then followed by the rectangular box. In the rectangular box, I'm entering 25. So the output is 45. So out of which this is print, this is print, this is the input. This is not printing. This is collecting the data. Here the value you can see, sir, value of 25 have not printed now. Here you are not printing. This is not the printer. This is the value which you have entered. This is the input. And this is the one more output. So these three of them are printing and this is the input which you are having. Wherever the input is there, that line also will be printed in the Jupyter notebook because here only you are entering the value, right? If in the spider, if you are doing or spider or PyCharm you are doing this value you will not see. Only the output you will see directly. Right? Is that clear? Next, here take a variable y and print grade A if the value is greater than 90. Grade B if the value is greater than 60. Print grade F, it is value less than 60. Okay, let us change this one to grade A greater than 90, grade B with respect to greater than 70, and less than 70 means fail. Less than 70 means in industry it is called as fail. Okay, so sir, in the colleges we are having 40% marks, that is college. But in industry, in the college, in the university, you are paying the fees. You are paying the fees to the university. You pay the fees. Means from you, you are sharing the money. You are sharing the money. So as per you, they have created the rules. For the students, if they say that 70% is the pass mark, means half of the class will be failed only. So as per the student convenience, they have changed that one, because fees is paid by the students. So we have to make the rules as per the student. Otherwise, the students will not pay the fees. Simple. Logic is very simple. In order to get the maximum fees from the student, we have to create the rules which is friendly for the students. That is the reason the universities has designed with respect to 40% also pass, and they have created all the multi-fake people into the market. The engineer, he's having the 40, for example, 45%. In the BTech, he has the 45% average. And he'll also say that I'm also engineer. 45% also engineer only. 50% also engineers only. Okay. Now, so here this is created as per the things. But whereas company is paying for you. So you have to accept the company rules. It is not as per the students. It is not as per the employees. The requirement is as per the company. We have to move as per the company. So the company requires with respect to 70% is the cutoff. Less than 70% you have got in any test, means it is considered as a fail only. Okay, you have not understand the subject. If minimum 70% knowledge is not there, means you can't do anything. Okay, 70% is the minimum. That is the reason all the certifications will have with 70% as the cutoff. Right? Which wherever the students friendly is there, they'll reduce. For example, I'm in a state government. I will reduce to 15 also. I want with respect to votes now. All the students should be get passed. Every weak student also has to be passed, and I have to get more number of votes. And I want to the CM for the next 50 years. I don't want the bother of the future of the students. I want only votes. Then I will reduce the to 15, if possible to 5 also. Sometimes without exam also I will qualify, if required. Right? Because I require votes, right? Then the main strategy is votes, not the students' future. But companies, not the requirements of votes or that with respect. The company future is important. So company future means with respect to 70%. So if you're having the 70%, less than 70% knowledge in the Python, means forget you'll get the job. So less than 70% marks in the data science, means forget you'll get the job. Okay. So our target is only 100%. In the least case, 90% is your minimum to minimum target. If you're having less than 90% also, forget you'll not get the job. You'll not get the job. Okay. So you have to get more than 90%. Sir, why 90%, sir? Just now you told 70% company requirement. Again, you're changing to 90. Why, sir? Because we are in a competitive world where out of 100, 10 people only getting the jobs. Means top 10 percentile people only getting the jobs. We should be in the top 10 percentile. Means our marks should be more than 90. Is that clear? And here I'm going to take with respect to the test. So in the test, who are having with respect to good marks, they are getting the jobs. Test I'm not going to conduct. If I conduct the test, means I may have with respect to partiality, I will give the questions whatever I have discussed in the class only. How I will give the out of the syllabus? My question paper, I will only create the out of the syllabus question paper. And if you see that questions, means tomorrow you will ask me, sir, you have not discussed in the class, right? So I'm not going to create the question paper. Directly that exam you are going to take Kaggle competition, which is an international level competition. This was not designed by me. I am not going to evaluate. Question paper is not by me. Answer paper also not by me. None of them is by me. Directly you are going to take the Kaggle competition, and you are going to take the NASCOM exam. This is also not by me. NASCOM exam is not set by me. Correction also not doing by me. So there is no partiality. There is no nothing like that. Okay, I'm not going to set the question paper, right? So here I want to see what is your percentage in the Kaggle. Generally, my students will be in the top 5 percentile. Only who are in the top 5 percentile, those students only will share their resumes, because they know that only those people will get the jobs. Who are having with respect to more than top 5 percentile, they will not even share the resumes to me also. They will not even discuss with me, because they know about me now. Later you'll also understand. Okay, they will not even discuss with me. Okay, so NASCOM certification also same with respect to, right? Exams are very easy. Just only one thing you have to do is, in the class you have to attend every day's class, and you have to focus, and every day you have to practice. If you do this one, not only this, not only Microsoft, AWS, not only AWS, Google, anything, any certification related to data science, you are going to crack. Right? Now, here the question is, grade A, if value is greater than 90, grade B, if the value is greater than 70, and print grade F, that is failed, if it is less than 70. Right? Now here the question is less than or equal to 70 also it is considering as the fail. In the given question it is like that. So now first I'm asking the user to enter the marks, and the marks are greater than 90 means print grade A. If the marks are greater than 70 means print B, else print F. So now here I'm going to enter the marks as 98. Now here 98 is greater than 90. So it is going to print the grade A. Sir, 98 is greater than 70 also, right? Now it has to print grade B also, right? But it will ignore this one. If block is working, then why it will come to the elif? If this is failed only, it will check this condition. Condition is satisfying, okay. But when it will come to down, if this is failed only, but if it is not getting failed, then what is the, how it will come down, right? So here 98, so it is working with respect to the grade A. So for this program, so since they asked, take the variable y, okay, take the variable y and take a value instead variable y. So some value, whatever the value, whether you are entering or whether the user is entering using the input function, that is secondary, but you have to store in the y. Grade A if greater than 90, if y is greater than 90, grade A, grade A. This grade A should be printed, print. Grade A means text, so it should be in the inverted commas. Next, grade B, if it is greater than 70, elif. If this is not satisfying, then y should be greater than 70. Then print grade B. Else, automatically grade F. Sir, instead of F, can I write like this? Elif, one more elif with y, whatever the y, less than or equal to 70. Can I write like this? Yes, you can write like this. That one and this one both are same. If you write elif with y less than or equal to 70, or else with respect to, also the both are same, because if it is not greater than 70 means automatically it is less than 70 only, right? So both the conditions are same. Whether this one or that one, both the conditions are same. So here either you can use else or elif, but whenever you're using the elif, you have to write the condition. Don't forget to write the condition. Whenever the word of if is there, condition should be there. For else only, no condition is required. Else means automatically opposite to that. Just opposite to the if, right? Now, so write a program for the largest of given two numbers. Take the values from the user. So for example, two numbers are there, n1 and n2. Out of this, which one is largest? I want to check. So first, what I'm going to do, first I am asking the user to enter the value. So enter the value. I'm going to take the int of input of enter the first number. Whatever the first number you want, enter the first number. Next, I'm asking the user to enter the second number, because they asked the user to take the from the input from the user. Since they asked it like that, the program was given like that, so I'm writing this one. Okay, now n1 and n2. Now, if first, sir, many of the students will ask, sir, whatever the code you are writing, it is very clear. But when we are writing the code, how to write the code, we are having the problem. So that is the reason I'm writing the code step by step, right? So now out of these two, which one is the highest one? Forget there is no Python. Forget there is no Python. General thinking, I have given you two numbers, 15 and 25. Out of these two numbers, which one is the largest one? How you are going to do generally? Just you are going to check whether out of these two, which is the largest one. You are going to apply either greater than symbol or less than symbol, something, right? If 15 is less than 25 is correct, means 25 is the largest one. If 15 is greater than 25 means, with respect to false, if you got the answer as false means 25 is the largest one. Just you are going to apply either using the less than symbol or greater than symbol. So the same thing I'm going to use here. That is, if whenever you want to write the Python program, first time you are writing the Python program and where you have to start from, where you have to do everything means, first step you have to do is forget there is no Python. First step is forget there is no Python. Just write in a normal English. In your notes, write the step by step in the English language. Later, write whatever the steps you have written in the English language, convert this one to the Python code. Okay. So whatever the steps you write just in the English language, don't forget about there is no Python. There is no Python, there is no C language, there is no Java language, nothing is there. If there is no language is there, you can't do the comparison between two numbers. Huh? Language is compulsory. Huh? No, right? So you can do the comparison between two numbers, right? That you write the normal steps. Later you can convert that to the Python code. Now what I'm going to do, first n1 is greater than n2. I'm going to write like this. Now n1 is greater than n2 means, then automatically n1 is the largest number. So n1 is largest. N1 is the value it has to print and largest is to be printed as this. So I'm going to write like this. If I write this n1 also inside, if I write like this inverted commas inside, then what happens? N1 will be printed. While print toss N1 will be printed, not the value will be printed. I want that value to be printed. Whatever stored in the N1 which has to be printed means I have to take here N1 and E is largest. Next, else. If it is not largest means automatically the second one only is the largest one, right? The second one is the largest one. N2 is the largest one. Now, N2, if this is failed means automatically N2 is the largest. If this condition is satisfied means N1 is the largest. For example, 15 and 20. First, you are going to check 15 is greater than 20. 15 is greater than 20. No, condition failed. If the condition failed means automatically the second number only largest. If the condition satisfied, automatically the first number is the largest one when comparing with respect to 2. Now the question is, sir, if both of them are same, like 20 and 20, both of them are same. Both of them are same means if you print with respect to, if you print 20, 20 is the largest means whether this 20 or this 20 is same only, right? I'm not asking which position value, right? So you can take a N1 greater than N2 and N1 is the largest. So for example, 20 and 20 it is going to compare and it is printing the 20 is the largest number. You want the largest number only. So in the given largest number, two numbers are same, but largest number is 20 only. Answer is 20 only, right? Whether you are selecting this one or this one, answer is 20 only, right? So for example, if you don't keep equal to also, now what it is going to print? First it will check this one. 20 is greater than 20. No, false. False means N2 is greatest. N2 means 20. 20 is greatest. Answer is satisfied, right? If both of them are same also, your required thing is which is the largest value. That largest value only you want to print. That requirement was satisfied. No, sir. If both of them are same means it has to print both are same. I want like that. Then write that one only. Here you take with respect to elif N1 is less than N2. N1 is less than N2. N2 is largest. Yes, you take both are same. Print both are same. If both the conditions are not satisfying means what is the reason? Both are same only, right? Or if you still want means you can write elif N1 is equal to N2. You can write like this also and write both are same. Choice is yours. So first you have to take greater than only. No, first I will start with less than. Second I will take greater than. Wrong, no, right? Anything you can select as per your choice. Okay, so here N1, first I am going to ask the user to enter the value N1 and N2. So N1 is 15, N2 is 20. First 15 is greater than 20. It is comes here 15 greater than 20. No, condition failed. So ignore the if block. Next it will come to here. 15 is equal to 20. No, this one also failed. If both of them are failed, automatically else should be executed. So largest number is N2. What is there in the N2? N2 stored value is 20. So it is going to print largest number is 20. It is going to print like that. Is that clear? Now, for example, you have written both the values same. That is -5, -5. It is not compulsory to go with the positive numbers only, right? So I'm taking with the -5, -5, -5. Now it is going to say both are same. Just it is going to do this one. -5 is greater than -5 or not? No. -5 is equal to exactly -5. Both are same? Yes, both are same. So both are same means automatically this will be ignored. Any one will be satisfied means others will be ignored. That is the reason it is called as control statements. Sorry. Yeah, conditional statements. Right? Now, next example is with respect to largest of three numbers. I'm having with respect to N1, N2, N3. Now write the code for this one, guys, in the notes. Largest of three numbers. I want the largest number. Whichever is the largest, that should be printed. Write the program to print the largest number. Write the program to print largest number or biggest number in the given three values. Don't ask me the values. Whatever the values I may enter, but I will have to get the largest value as the output. Write the code. Take N1 is equal to first value, N2, N3. No, don't waste your time for writing this one. Directly come to the actual thing. That is in the if condition, what you are going to write. Start from the if condition. Code. There is no Python code. Generally write in the English language. First take the three numbers. How to write in the English language step by step? Take three numbers. After taking three numbers, what you will do? For example, three numbers are 5, 10, and 4. Now like this you have got. Now generally what you will do? Forget about Python code. There is no Python. Nothing is there. Now what you are going to do generally, normally, the same thing you write in the English statement. First you write in the English language. Later that one you convert to the Python code. Is that clear? So now, yeah, let us ask one of the student and yeah, Then how I have to write here the code? Tell me as it is. Again greater than symbol only. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Completed. You can stop there only. Next. N1 is if N1 is greater than N2. Okay. Done. N1 is the largest one. Done. Right now, I'm having the code in this way. Now, the here, for example, now any apart from this, anyone wants to change the code? Okay. N2. Yes. Okay. Elif. N3 greater than N1. N3 is greater. Okay. That's it. Yeah, tell me. Bingo. Variable name. Which one? Okay. Yeah. Big is equal to N1 greater than N2. N1 if N2. Yeah, 1 minute. So this syntax, whatever the syntax is, that this syntax we have not discussed, right? I'm asking only whatever we have discussed within that. We have not went until that syntax or that one. Okay. I'm not discussing about the list comprehension or that one. That part was not completed yet. Yes. So now here the question is, whatever the if and elif and else is there, out of which elif you no need to write N1 greater than N2. You no need to write this one. Now here, what is the thing is that, sir, for example, 5, 10, 4 you have selected. Now out of 5 and 10, 4, if first we are going to check whether 5 is greater than 10, 5 is greater than 4. First we are checking this one. Now, for example, 5 is greater than 10 and 5 is greater than 4. If the condition satisfied, N1 is greater one. Everyone knows this is common. Now, if this is not the highest one, automatically ignore this one. Why again you have to compare one more time? This no need to write one more time. Second time you no need to consider, because already it is the not the largest one. It is clear. It is not all the largest one, means out of these two only one number is there. If this is the largest one, means then the first one only will be satisfied. Since the first one is already satisfied, now you just ignore this one. No need to consider this one. Now within these two only one largest one is there. Now within that two you have to compare, means directly you can start with respect to N2 and N3. You can compare only N2 and N3. No need of N1. Okay, is that clear? So here I'm going to consider the same. First, N1 is equal to N2 is equal to N3. If all the numbers are equal, means I'm considering all the numbers are same. First, okay, if I want to print all of them are equal, means I'm going to write. No, sir, anything is okay, any number is okay, means done. So for example, I'm considering 5, 10, and 4. Now what happens? First, it is going to check whether this 5 is greater than 10 and 5 is also greater than with respect to 4. So if one of the condition is satisfied but second condition is not satisfied, it is going to throw and with respect to false. Now false means this part will not be executed, ignored. Now still it will come to the N2 is greater than N3. Why I'm not comparing with N1 means this is not the highest one. The highest one is lagging in this only. So no need to compare once again with N1, right? Now you are going to get the N as the largest one. Is that clear? So this is in this way we can use with respect to if, elif, and else. And the last one is called as nested if. Nested if means within the if you are having one more if. Then it is called as nested if. Okay. Within the if you are having one more if, then it is called as nested if. Now num is equal to -5. You have selected that number was like this. Now -5 is greater than or equal to 0. Condition is true or false? False. False means this entire if block. Within that if block, one more if it might be there, one more thing it might be there, anything might be there, but everything will be ignored. Entire thing will be ignored. Now, else it is going to print as the negative number. It is going to print directly as the negative number. So this part will be completely ignored. Now, sir, here, for example, I have taken with respect to 15 or 155, something value like this. Now, 155 is greater than 0. Now, it will enter into the if part. Now, this if part is working means this else part will be ignored. Now, within this if part, whatever the block of code is there, this block of code is going to execute. Inside the block of code, what is there again? Again, number is there. One more time, this number is there. So one more time, it is going to check whether this 155 is equal to 0. Now it is false. So this if part will be ignored and this else part will be executed. This else, what is the difference between this else and what is the difference between this else means? This else is related to this if condition. This else is related to this if condition. If this is failed means this has to be executed. If overall this is failed means this has to be executed. That is the difference. Is that clear? Now, for example, let us take one more example, real example. Let us go with the ATM. Okay, you have went to the ATM machine and you have inserted your ATM card. Okay, once you have inserted your ATM card in this, now it is asking you to select the language. First step, it will ask you to select the language, whether it is English or Hindi or Telugu or something, right? Now you are selecting the English language. So if the person has selected the language is equal to English. Now within the English language, whatever the things are there, it has to execute that one. If elif, if the person has executed the language is equal to Hindi, it is going to execute whatever inside the Hindi language is there, that will be executed. If the person, yes, if the person has executed the third option, automatically it is going to continue with the third option. Now within this, for example, I have selected English. Now within the English, now again, now English is completed. Now I'm going to get a new screen. In that screen, it is asking to enter the ATM pin. Assume it is asking the screen called as ATM pin. Now within this, now the person asking the ATM pin. So it is asking the user input of input, enter the pin. And whatever the pin you are entering here, it is getting stored with the pin value, your ATM pin. Now, when you have inserted your card, automatically it will check in the back end the balance. First, it will read the balance, your pin number. In the backside, black strip is there, right? Inside the black strip, these both will be encrypted. Okay. Now the pin, whatever the pin you have entered, if the pin is meeting to the original pin, that is whatever the entered pin, let us take this one as the entered pin and the original pin. Your original pin is already, it is going to take that one. When you have inserted the card, it will take your original pin. The original pin is 1, 2, 3, 4, assume. And whatever the entered, if both of them are same, entered pin and the original pin, if both of them are same, again, it is going to execute inside that block. Now, when you are going to get this option, once you click on the English, but first you have not even selected English means you'll not even get the next screen also, right? Assume that you have not selected English language, you have not selected Hindi language, you have not selected the Telugu language, nothing you have selected. Then how it is going to take to the next screen? It will ask whether to enter the pin. It will not ask. It will wait for a certain period of time. After the time is completed, it will say that transaction was cancelled. It is running out of the time. Right? Once you have entered the language as English, your language as English, it is going to work this one. Now within this, again, one more if is there. And now within this, if the pin is correct, now again, it is going to show you if the pin is correct. If the pin is correct, then only it will show the next screen. Yes, it will show you the screen that stating that pin is incorrect. Directly will show the pin is incorrect. If the pin is correct, again, it will show the multiple options. Whether you want the bank statement or whether you want to withdraw. Again, inside that one more if is there. Now, for example, you have selected the withdrawal amount. Now, withdrawal amount you have selected means, again, it is having within that if. Again, it will ask the user to enter the money, whatever the amount. If this amount is less than your balance, if it is less than or equal to your balance only, it will execute. If it is more than that, else means automatically, again, it will give the output that it is out of the money. Balance is insufficient. It will print. So the entire ATM was designed based on the if and else only. Completely, from the starting to ending. Okay, if you have selected that English means, it is going to turn to the English pages. If you have selected the English Hindi means, it is going to show you the Hindi pages. So the Hindi pages should be selected when the user has selected the Hindi language. Right? Now, see here, the amount is 20,000 and pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm asking the user to enter the pin. So enter the pin directly. Now the user has entered the pin is equal to whatever the pin, some value. Let us execute this one. Okay, it is asking directly the user to enter the pin, and I have entered the pin as instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I have entered the 6, 7, 8, 9. Whatever the user has entered the 6, 7, 8, 9, whether it is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, it is going to check. If both of them are equal, it is going to execute this entire if block. Inside the if block, whether if is there or whether what is the secondary, that is secondary. It is going to execute the if block. If the pin is wrong, automatically it is going to come down of the if block. It will ignore the if block and it will come down. Down if elif is there or else is there, it will check. Else is there miss. So in this case, now it is going to check whether this 6, 7, 8, 9 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the condition is failed, it is going to ignore the if block. The entire if block is ignored. Now it is going to check the down part, that is else. In the else, what is it? Print invalid pin number. So it is just printing the invalid pin number. Right? Now let us re-execute the code once again. Now this time I'm entering the 1, 2, 3, 4. The pin was entered 1, 2, 3, 4. If the pin was entered 1, 2, 3, 4 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, now you have to execute this part. You have to ignore this part. Now within this, now it will come to the first line. Withdraw is equal to int of input of enter the withdraw amount. How much amount you want to withdraw? I'm entering the value is equal to 10,000. Now it will check whether the whatever the withdraw amount is equal to or less than the original amount, the bank balance. If it is okay, miss, then it is going to show that successfully transaction was completed. Else, for example, you have entered with respect to 30,000, means more than that. So it is going to print that. It is going to ignore this if else part. This else part is ignored. This if part is ignored, means automatically this else will be printed. That is no sufficient funds in your account. It is clear. So now I'm entering the here 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm entering next withdraw amount. Whatever the withdraw amount is there, I'm entering the withdraw amount of 10,000. Now 10,000 successfully the transaction completed because this if part is working. This if part is working means this else part will be ignored. This if part is working means this will be ignored. These two are connected to each other. These two are connected to each other. How the Python nodes means based on the indentation. These both are starting on the same thing and these both are starting on the same line. So based on the indentation, it will understand. For example, you have given this indentation with respect to like this. Okay, this indentation you have kept inside, assume. Now, it is going to consider this as entire if block. Inside the if block, one of the parties else, it will throw an syntax error. So, it is going to throw an syntax error, right? So now this one, whatever the else is there, this else we can't go with the syntax. This syntax, it is going to throw an error, syntax error. Because this else, we have to get some if separately. For this else, there is no if. Sir, else if is there now. So this is the else of if this is the if, sir. Then these both should be on the same line. If these are connected to each other, means these should be in the same line. Okay, is that clear? Done, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are entering the 30,000, some value of 30,000. So first pin is correct. So pin is correct means it is asking the withdraw amount. Pin is correct means no need to ask the withdraw amount also, right? Directly it will say that invalid pin number. It will not even ask the how much withdraw amount you want, right? And since the 30,000 is not less than, again this if condition was failed. Since this if condition was failed, automatically it is going to execute the else part of this one. That is 30,000, no sufficient funds are available. No sufficient funds. No sufficient funds are available in your account. No sufficient funds in your account. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 25,000. No sufficient funds in your account. It is going to print in this way. Is that clear? If and else. So now here we are having with respect to the if else, if elif only, without else. Without else, we can use the if and elif only. No need of else also compulsory, not compulsory. And if, elif, and else. And nested if. So total 5 things I have explained for you. Okay. This is only if, there is no else. The program with only if. If 1 is greater than 2, print ds. Example. If 1 is greater than 2, print ds. Else, print srk. Something. You are writing like this. It is. This is a different example. This is a different example. Now you can take with the if and elif only. If 1 is greater than 2, print ds. Elif 2 is greater than 1, print ai. Yeah, only these two. Only these two you have written. This is the example of this one. Similarly, example of the fourth one, that is with respect to if 1 is greater than 2 and print again ds. Elif 2 is greater than 1, print AI, else print SRK. Something you have written like this. Now this is a different example where with else. Similarly, nested if. Nested if means within the if you are writing 1 is greater than 2, and within that again you are going to consider one more if. This entire if block will work only if this main work it is working. If the main one is not working, inside everything will be ignored. Completely it will ignore. Is that clear? Anyone has any questions on the conditional statements, if and else? No? Anyone? Online and offline students? No miss, I'll share the assignment. Done? Yeah. Begum, if you are having the question, please ask. Sir, we are using the condition also n1 greater than n2 and n1 greater than n3. Means both the conditions should be satisfied. Then only n1 is the big one. Exactly. If both the conditions are true, only it will satisfy. Sir, explain with nested if with one more example. Okay. If 2 is greater than 1. After if, you have to give the space compulsory. Brackets, that is your choice. Brackets you may keep, you may not keep. When you are having the multiple conditions, bracket will be advantage. If you don't keep the bracket for single conditions, you don't need to keep the brackets. Multiple conditions are there, miss. If you keep the brackets, miss, it will be very clear for understanding. Okay, for understanding purpose only, these brackets, there is not having any importance. Brackets are not having any importance, right? Now, if 2 is greater than 1, okay. Now I'm asking A is equal to input some value, and whatever the B is equal to A into 5, and print B, and if A is equal to SRK, if the value was entered as SRK, then print you are understanding the concept, else you are not understanding. Else print you are not understanding. Right? Now this is the overall. Okay, example. Now first A is greater, 2 is greater than 1. First condition is satisfied. Condition is satisfied means this every part will be executed. If the condition is failed, let us start with the condition failed. If the condition was failed, now complete if block is ignored. Inside the if block, again if is there, again what is the secondary? First main is first this line. If this line is satisfied, only this you are going to execute. If this line itself not satisfied, inside that whatever it is there, completely it is ignored. So it is ignored means nothing will be printed for this example. Completely it is ignored, right? Now, if you are having 2 is greater than 1, 2 is greater than 1 means condition satisfied. Condition satisfied means execute the if block. Now this block you have to execute. How you have to execute? Line by line you have to execute. In that, what is the first line is there? Once you execute this one, it is asking the first line. First line is input, asking the user to input the value. I am entering the value as SRK. Now this SRK, since it is an input, by default it is going to take the string. By default it is going to consider as string. Now A is equal to string of SRK. B is equal to string of SRK into 5, which is nothing but SRK. Now this is B. This is third line. This is the line. Now after 5 times SRK and it is stored in the B, now I am asking the print B. Whatever the print B is there, the print B has to be printed. After that, if A value, whatever the A value, A is equal to single SRK is there, B value is there, 5 times SRK is there. Now if A is equal to SRK, that is SRK, string of SRK is equal to string of SRK, you are understanding. For example, here I have entered the SRK. So it is saying that print B, first B value is printed. After that, it is printing that you are understanding, because this condition also satisfied. Now, for example, inside this, I have entered some value of, apart from SRK, I have entered Siva. Now, Siva will be printed 5 times. So Siva into 5 times, string of 5 times. So Siva, 5 times Siva, and print B, it will be printed. But this Siva is not equal to SRK. So it is not equal to SRK means this if block will be ignored. This if block is ignored means the connected to this if block is this else. So it will be executed. That is, you are not understanding. 5 times Siva and you are not understanding. It is printing like that. Whatever the code you have written, inside that it is printing. Sir, I have understand, sir, but still it is saying you are not understanding. The program was like that. Okay. Is that clear? Now,